Gi-hun didn't just get lucky in Squid Game, he got lucky in ways that don't even make sense. He slips, stumbles, hesitates, and somehow survives every time, from tiny moments no one noticed to miracle saves that should have killed him on the spot. This is every time Gi-hun got insanely lucky, starting with a fall, a dead body, and a moment that nearly ended everything. Ji-hun's first lucky break, it doesn't come from instincts, it comes from someone else's brain. Right at the start of red light, green light, he freezes. Not because he's hit, but because he panics. Bodies are dropping, blood's flying, and he just locks up. That's when Sang-woo calls out to him. Calm, focused, already adapting, and just like that, Ji-hun snaps out of it. Not instincts, not courage, just good advice at the right time. But even with someone else's brain saving him, Ji-hun nearly dies anyway. On the final sprint, he trips, flat out stumbles over a corpse. Of course he does. The doll's watching. The timer's seconds from 0. He's almost dead, but then suddenly, a hand. Ali grabs him, holds him steady, doesn't say a word, just waits. The light turns green, and together they sprint across the line. Last second, total chaos. Somehow, they make it. Ji-woo lives because 2 people step up and he just happened to be standing there. One used logic, the other reflexes. And Ji-hoon, he stumbled his way to safety. That was game 1. But next game, this lucky bastard cheats death by inches. Again. Ji-hoon's second game, it starts with hesitation and ends with a miracle. Shapes, line the wall, circle, triangle, star, umbrella. The staff say pick one. Sang-woo already knows. He heard Sae-byok mention sugar the night before and something clicks. It's from their childhood. Gi-hun asks him directly, got anything? Gi-hun looks at him, pauses, and lies. Not yet. They split up to cover more ground, diversify the risk. Gi-hun's left with a choice, and he picks the umbrella. The hardest one there. Then the rules drop. The shape you have chosen is the shape you must remove from the honeycomb. Cut out your shape in 10 minutes. No cracks, no breaks, or you die. Immediately people start cracking. A scream, a gunshot. Ji-hun flinches. Someone just died. His needle's useless. His hands are shaking. The umbrella's edges are impossibly thin. There's no way out. 3 minutes left. He's sweating, panicking. Everyone around him is breaking the candy and themselves. He's going to die here. But then it happens. A drop of sweat hits the candy. It melts. That one drop gives him the idea. He starts licking like crazy, thinning it from the back. No lighter like Minyo, no tip from Sang-woo, just heat, panic, and an accident off his own face. With seconds left, the umbrella pops out. He passes, barely. Another game, another save, but next time, luck won't come from a drop of sweat. It'll be the difference between dying and having the right people around him. Ji-hun doesn't just survive, he slips past death. It's tug of war. 10 per team. 1 rope. Get pulled off the platform and you die. Sang-woo wants muscle. But Ji-hun trusts his gut. Keep Sae-byok, Il-nam, even Minyo. It's the weakest team out there. At first they hold. Il-nam gives them an old school trick. Lean back, lock in, hold for 10 seconds. Then Team 5 fights back. Gi-hun slipping, and then Sang-woo shouts it. No one knows why. Gi-hun just obeys. They lunge. Team 5 stumbles, Ji-hun yanks the rope, and the other team drops. They win. Barely. No one planned this. Not Il-nam's trick, not Sang-woo's bluff, not Team 5 tripping at the exact right moment. But it all happened, and that's the only reason Ji-hun's still breathing. Because in Squid Game, you don't just need strength, you need luck. And next time, he's going to need it even faster because he's about to almost die again in Red Light Green. In Season 2's Red Light Green Light, Gi-hun should have stayed safe. He's already inside the finish line. Just wait and you live. But then, player 444 Nam-do gets shoved, bleeding, screaming, tagged, eliminated but still alive, shot in the leg. The timer says 30 seconds. Ji-hun turns back, runs into the chaos, grabs Nam-do's arm, tries to drag him, but they lose balance. They're about to fall. As the doll calls, red light. Then Hyun-ju shows up, ex-military, a tank. She grabs the other arm, holds them steady. The doll scans, they freeze, the scan passes. Then green light. They run, Nam-do gets executed seconds later. Ji-hun walks away clean, all because Hyun-ju appeared at the last possible second. He didn't plan it, didn't earn it, didn't even see it coming, and it saved his life. But saving Nam-do? It was pointless. Next time, it won't be a friend who saves him, it'll be his greatest enemy. And it come down to one final move. In a blink of time, it's the final stretch of the 6-legged pentathlon. 5 players tied together. Each one takes turns with the childhood game. Ji-hun's is, Jaggy, keep the feathered puck in the air with your foot. Miss and you all die. He kicks 4 in a row, then goes for the 5th, but it veers off. The Jaggy wobbles and almost hits the ground. His foot misses. It's over, they've lost. Then, In-ho moves. They're all tied together, so when In-ho shifts his leg, Ji-hun's leg jolts with him. Ji-hun's foot clips the Jaggy mid-air just enough to count as the 5th kick. Their turn ends, and they sprint to the finish. The timer says 1 second. They cross. The other team executed on the spot. Gi-hun didn't save them. He missed. He failed. But In-ho's reflex, that one shared movement, saved all 5 of their lives. And once again, luck chooses him. But next time, it won't be reflex, it'll be heartbreak. Someone will have to sacrifice for Gi-hun to live. In Season 1, Episode 6, Gi-hun is losing. Badly. The game is simple. Steal all 10 marbles from your partner, the loser dies. Gi-hun picks Il-nam, the old man he once helped. But now Il-nam's confused, wandering the fake neighborhood like it's real. Gi-hun plays odd or even, but Il-nam barely plays. Gi-hun's down to 1 marble. A guard raises his gun. Gi-hun shouts, "I still have 1!" And somehow the guard waits. But here's the twist. Gi-hun cheats. He tricks Il-nam during the game, pretends to play fair, but exploits Il-nam's fading memory. Then Il-nam stops. He smiles, says they're ganbu, friends who share everything, and hands Gi-hun his last marble. Take it. It's yours anyway. Il-nam should have let Gi-hun die. He knew he was being tricked. He knew the rules, and as the mastermind behind the games, he should have enforced them. But he didn't, because deep down he liked Gi-hun. And in that moment, Gi-hun didn't earn his survival. He didn't outplay anyone, he was just lucky. But his luck wasn't done yet, not even close. In Season 1, Episode 7, The Glass Bridge, 18 panels, half are death traps. Step wrong, and you fall. Before the game even starts, Gi-hun picks vest number 1, first in line, first to jump. But a man begs him, "I want to get at least one last chance to claim ownership of my life. Sir, give me this chance to lead." So Gi-hun gives it up. Player 96 takes the vest and dies on tile 2. If Gi-hun had kept number 1, he might have been the one to fall first. Instead, he ends up with vest number 16, the very last in line. Not by strategy, just a fluke. But from the back, he has the best view. He watches bodies fall, counts the odds. 10 tiles left, 11 players, but panic creeps in. He freezes. Then Saya-byuk tells him it's the left one, and she's right. That single whisper keeps him moving. But Deoksu stalls the bridge. "Anyone want to get across? Well, you better go first then." The clock's ticking. Then Minyo grabs him. A death embrace takes them both down. Hope returns, a glassmaker who knows the trick. He leads the way until the lights dim. And Sang-woo, he shoves him. Jung finally runs, the timer hits 0, the bridge explodes behind him, glass rains down, shards fly like bullets. Se-byuk gets hit, deep in the gut. It's quiet at first, but she's bleeding out. That wound will kill her. Jiuk barely touched? What if the shard had hit him instead? What if he'd been standing just a step closer? He wouldn't have made it to the final game. He would have died that night, right there beside her. None of this was earned. Even Sang-woo calls him out, and Jiuk knows it. But next time, the luck won't just save him, it'll hand him everything. After the bridge, Gi-hun is already shattered. Saya-byuk is bleeding out in their room, and he's banging on the door, screaming for help, desperate, panicked, unarmed. When the guards finally arrive and the door swings open, Saya-byuk turns around and sees Saya-byuk's bed covered in blood. Gi-hun had never left the room. He was exposed, vulnerable, and Sang-woo had a knife and a reason to kill both of them. And when Gi-hun asks later why Sang-woo would kill her like that, Sang-woo doesn't flinch. "You would have given up. Stop playing just so you could save her. You and that girl would have been the majority you needed to get out. Going home without a single cent? I can't do that." Sang-woo was ready to kill them both. The only thing that stopped him was the door opening just in time. And after that night, his luck didn't just continue, it tightened around him. By the final game, it'll save him one last time. But before we get there, something in Season 2 almost ended it all. Ji-hun's not running. He's not fighting. He's caught, unarmed, handcuffed, and seconds from being taken in by the police. Jun-ho had just walked in on a dead body. The recruiter, moments after he shot himself. No explanation, no witnesses, just Ji-hun standing there. To Jun-ho, it looked like murder. And he didn't hesitate. And then, bang! A fire extinguisher slams into the back of Jun-ho's head. Woo-seok hits him. Unplanned, unannounced, just lucky. If he had shown up even 5 seconds later, Gi-hun would have been gone. He didn't escape because he fought back, he escaped because someone else walked in. But just before that, his luck was already working overtime because the trigger had already been pulled once, and it didn't fire. Gi-hun walks into a room and the recruiter's already waiting. What follows is a twisted version of Russian roulette with a brutal twist. That means every click inches closer to the bullet. They go back and forth, the tension mounting with each round until the odds are down to a 50. The recruiter calmly informs him. Gi-hun doesn't flinch. He doesn't point the gun at his captor. He aims it at his own head and pulls the trigger. Click! He lives. There's no strategy here, no courage that can change the math. It was blind, terrifying luck. Because the bullet was still in the gun, it just wasn't next. Gi-hun should have died, and the recruiter knows it. In a final, eerie moment, the recruiter takes the gun back, raises it to his head, and pulls the trigger. This time, it doesn't click. Gi-hun got lucky. The recruiter didn't. But this wasn't the first time a 50-50 chance had decided his fate. Before the final game even starts, Gi-hun gets lucky. The masked man flips a coin. Winner gets the first move. Gi-hun wins the toss. He chooses to go on offense. It seems small, but it gives him a head start. In Squid Game, offense moves first. Defense can only block. And that tiny lead? It puts Gi-hun one step ahead in a game where one step decides who lives. It's easy to miss, but seconds later, it's the only reason he's still breathing, and his luck doesn't stop there. That coin toss? It's the start of one final streak of luck, and soon it'll save his life again. After a brutal, rain-soaked fight, Gi-hun has almost beaten Sang-woo. The game is over. The win is his. All he has to do is finish it. But Gi-hun drops the knife. He's almost won, but he refuses to kill. Instead, he offers Sang-woo his hand, invoking Klaus 3. The only way they can both walk away. Gi-hun surrenders the prize money and turns his back, completely unarmed. It should have been the end of him. Sang-woo still had the rules allowed anything. But instead of attacking, Sang-woo apologizes. Then he stabs himself in the neck. Gi-hun wins by default. If Sang-woo hadn't made that choice, Gi-hun would have left with nothing. He was ready to walk away. But Sang-woo gave up and handed him everything. Gi-hun didn't save himself. He was spared. Again. But not every lucky break comes with a prize. The next one, it saved what little he had left to believe in. At the end of everything in Season 1, Gi-hun stands at Il-nam's bedside. The old man, now dying, makes one last wager. Let's play something tonight. Hours pass. No one moves. Gi-hun watches the clock and the last piece of his faith slip away. Because this wasn't just a bet, it was a question. Do people still care? Was anything he did worth it? He fed Ole when no one else would. He risked his life for Saebak. He spared Sang-woo even after everything. But now, with one man freezing to death alone, Gi-hun's about to lose the only thing he had left. The belief that any of it mattered, until the very last second, a stranger arrives with the police and helps the guy. Gi-hun wins the bet. But more importantly, he's proven right. He wasn't a fool for believing, not completely, not yet. It wasn't just luck, it was mercy, and it gave him one last reason to start living again. But not every lucky break spared his soul. Some spared his life. After the players stage a desperate rebellion against the guards, a last-ditch effort to end the game for good. It all falls apart. They're outgunned, outnumbered, and one by one taken down. After the uprising fails, Gi-hun has no choice. Out of ammo? Out of time. He surrenders. He kneels. No fight left, just silence. Then the frontman walks up, gun drawn, face unreadable. It looks like this is it. Gi-hun's about to be executed right here, right now. But instead, the frontman turns and shoots Jung-bae. A clean, cold shot. No warning, no explanation. Gi-hun flinches, blood splattered across his face, but he's still alive. He was next. He should have been next, and yet somehow he wasn't. Maybe that's why his kill count's still stuck at 0. The same can't be said for everyone else. To see who racked up the most kills, watch every player's kill count in Squid Game.